Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Alan Harper here. I am your secure vibe coder, and we are going to continue with our series of live secure vibe coding sessions. We are building an app called User Vibes OS, and the idea of this app is to capture the vibes coming off of our users throughout the user journey lifecycle. So whenever a user comes to your application, no matter what application it is, first you need to attract them. They throw off vibes to you. Then you need to qualify them. Then you may put them on a wait list and build anticipation. Then you may have them on an email list and you may nurture that email list. You can see over here all of these items. And then once they become a customer, you're going to want to collect information from them and ideate with them because the best ideas come from your users. We know this. And then you want to resolve any issues that they have, like bug reports. You also want to measure their sentiment. You want to capture their testimonies and amplify your user base through those testimonies. And then you want to recapture if any users are unhappy with their sentiment that we measured down here. So this whole life cycle is what a user throws off. They throw off these vibes as they're using your application. We want to capture those vibes for the software developer. And many of these items are being done well by our competitors, like maybe these first four here. They're done pretty well by the likes of like Go High Level, for example. It's kind of very expensive, but they don't do the rest of this stuff. And then there are other competitors that do like these things individually. I'm aware of those, and I've done the research, but nobody's putting it all together in one package. And so that's how we're going to excel. That's how we're going to displace these other companies, because the pitch is, get all of your user vibes in one spot, right? And while I'm at it, what we're going to do is I've been toying around with this. We're going to change, and here I am moving my mouse on the wrong screen. We're going to change the name of this app to User Vibes with an S in it, okay, .os, because I keep saying vibes, but I originally bought the domain User Vibe OS, but now I've also went back and bought Vibes OS, both AI and .com. And so it's always smart to pick up domains that are near or like one letter off or maybe a misspelling or a pluralization or something like that of your domain. It's always smart to go ahead and squat on those domains too before somebody else does. And so we've done that. I did that earlier today. All right, so who do we have here with us today? Drop a hello in here and let me know that you're here. Appreciate it. Okay. It looks like 3Ds is back. Hey, 3Ds, thanks for being with me. You're like, you were here from the start. So that's awesome. All right. So give me a thumbs up or something if you like that idea of putting a plural in there, making it user vibes instead of user vibe. Appreciate the feedback. All right. Appreciate that vibe back from you. You see what I did there? All right. So let's go over to our reminder of our app. Again, I do this, for people who watch this video, maybe they just jump right into this series, right? So, and I'll probably have to do it again midstream when we get more people on. But the idea is that we have the front end to our app, and that's a JavaScript plugin that the developer can drop into their app like in 2 minutes. That's our goal, okay? And then they have a back end in which they get an API key. They have a landing page. They can sign up for our service, right? And then they get a back end and they can get an API key that talks to the JavaScript up here. We are using Convex as our real-time database to keep everything in sync. Okay, and then we have, we're going to develop some user analytics and some feedback sentiment, etc. Okay, again, we are focused on the Ideate button right here, or the Ideate feature for our MVP, because that one is woefully lacking in the market. And I'm aware of some of the competitors in that space, and we already have more than they have. And we've been at this a total of like 7 hours. It's ridiculous, right? So we're going to start dunking on these guys, and we're going to eat their lunch, right? So that's going to be exciting. So come along for that journey. Now, here's our to-do list. Again, for this app that we're building called User Vibes OS, that takes these vibes from our users throughout the user journey lifecycle, and we are focusing on the ideate, as you can see over here, okay, which is feature request. And then we'll probably implement bug reports and then go on around the circle, okay? So as we've been working on this feature request, I'll show you what the latest and greatest looks like here in a second. The first thing that we're going to do is change the name to User Vibes OS. We put an S in here because it just seems more natural. It rolls off the tongue easier. So let me show you how we do that, how easy that is to change the name of our app. Okay, inside of our environmental variable right here, you'll recall that I've protected this environmental file so that it doesn't leak any keys or anything, and that's good. So I'm sure I'll dox myself in this app at some point, but not by accident. Okay. All right, so here what we can do is we could see the site name right here, and all we do is put an S in there, okay? And in fact, what I'm going to do is, just for the purpose of this, I'm gonna go ahead and separate this just so it, because this is gonna show up on the page, on the main page. So we're just gonna break it out, make it more clear. But our domain is, of course, uservibesos.com and .ai. Okay, we'll get to that probably next session or something. We'll probably make this thing live. Okay, so I do that. I hit save, and I'm trying to think. That I think is it. So let's go back to our app. Let's see what we got. Crazy. Just like that. Okay, so this is the value of using the secure vibe coding OS that I built for you guys, right? And we talked about that, I think, in the second session. Go back and watch that video number 2, see how we installed that thing. And, it's awesome. And it allows us to do things quickly like this, right? So we can change the name just at the drop of a hat. So User Vibes OS is our app. That also went through to the homepage. See, and probably some other places here on the home page picked up that phrase. Okay, so let's go back to our dashboard. All right, I was looking at this earlier. I can't wait until soon. What we'll do is we'll update this dashboard to have things that are relevant to our app. So for example, we'll have number of feature requests, number of comments, things like that, right? And as we build out the other features like bug reports and stuff, we'll just keep adding them to this dashboard. Right now, this dashboard's just a placeholder, so don't get too worried about it. That'll be easy. In fact, that'll probably be 10 minutes worth of work. No, I'm just kidding. That'll probably be a little longer to update that. Okay, so we have our API keys page. It works, right? We've tested adding multiple keys. We can revoke them. We can delete them. It's all really good. It masks them for us. So that's all good. It also shows us that this one hasn't been used yet. Okay. And, okay. And I'm gonna make a mental note of that because, we did use this one. So what we can do here is let's look in here and under settings. Okay. I know when we set this up, we had to select that. So I wonder, okay, let's get Claude looking at that. I like to, give things to Claude as we go, right? So I don't forget them. I notice on the AP, I'm gonna try something new tonight. I'm gonna speak. Maybe. I notice on the API page that it shows that one of our API keys was never used. And I know that's not true because whenever we had to select an API key whenever we built our first board. So check that out and just see if that's an error and fix that. Boom. I knew I could speak faster than I could type, but I usually like to type when I'm by myself because I like to think, but we're on these live streams. I want to just kind of keep it snappy. So if you don't mind, we'll try this, see how it goes. All right, guys. Again, who else joined us? Drop a hello. Yeah, hey, I appreciate that 3Ds. Vibes is better. It's just more natural. I keep saying it. I've been saying it for like 3 or 4 days, and it finally started to catch up to me. I was like, you know what? I need to change the name of the app. All right. So we're plugging in here. Okay. Okay, so let's keep looking at the app. There's some other things we want to change. I've been thinking about changing. Okay, so we have this feature request here, and we can add our boards, which is just awesome. We can have multiple boards here. I really love that. Okay. But what I want to be able to do is I notice like right here, even on the boards, these stats aren't updating properly. Okay, so let's fix that as well. Okay, it's asking us, do we want to edit this projects file? Yes. And go ahead and do all the edits in this session. Don't ask me again. Okay. Start up another Claude terminal. Okay. On the features request page for each of the boards, I see that the stats are not working. Fix that. Okay, so we can multitask here with Claude, which is kind of cool. I just got to remember to go back to that. Now, the only trick would be you wouldn't want to make changes to the same page, right? Because then Claude would step on each other and you get a mess. So that's the one thing that we'll try to avoid. Okay. Let's see what else we want to do with this app. I noticed that when you're inside of a board and we have the demo here, the demo gives the end state where the input is for the widget. But I wanted to also allow the user to also put a roadmap widget out as well. Okay, so not only do we want them to be able to submit their ideas, we want them to also be able to show a roadmap. So that's one of the things that we'll work on tonight. Okay, let's let this stuff catch up. Okay, over here it says it found the issue. Allow all edits, yes. Okay, it says it fixed that. Let's go back and see. Okay, I'm still not seeing that. Okay, it looks like it's got errors. That's why it's not fixed yet. Still cooking. All right. Okay, so anytime we see it running the TSC check, it's getting toward the end of its workflow because remember, that's what I told it to do inside my Claude file is every time you finish a big batch of work, go ahead and check it. And it's got errors as well, so it's going to go ahead and fix those. Let's see how this one's doing. Okay. Keep working it out, Claude. Okay, let's see what else we could think of. All right, and matter of fact, what we'll do is we'll get another one over here ready to go. Okay, inside of the features request page on the demo panel, I want to also allow the developer to see a roadmap, which is a view-only representation of the Kanban board. And that will also require us on the deployment tab to give them instructions on how to call that roadmap. I want that roadmap to be a separate argument within the widget that they could just indicate that they want to show either the roadmap or the feature request in this case. And we want to make that flexible and easy for them. Okay. I'm not going to hit send on that yet. Okay, this one says it's done now. Let's see. Still not seeing it. All of these from the analytics should show forward on that summary tab, and it's not. See if I make sure I call things right on the feature request board. Yeah. On the feature request board, there is a card for each board, and that card has stats on it, like number of requests, comments, votes, and so forth. And they're all showing 0. Now, inside of the board, I can see on the analytics tab that there is analytics data, but it's not coming forward to the summary of that card. Fix that. Okay, so what do we do over here? Okay, the API keys now show accurate last used timestamps. Okay, now for one, we haven't used that API key yet, like in a deployment. And so I'm pretty sure we're not going to see that timestamp until we have, but I like that it's added this last use function right there. That's pretty cool. We didn't even ask for that. Okay, so like we come over here to API keys, see it says never used. That was probably accurate to begin with because we never really did deploy it. I thought that it meant never used, like, associated with a board. It was actually smarter than I was. All right, so we'll see that. We'll keep an eye on that, like going forward. Soon, like we'll do like a test deployment. Like we'll put it on another website and we'll see how it works. All right, I want to see those stats update. Okay, looks like we have an error here. I'm noticing something that, I'll just discuss here. I'm seeing a little bit more errors than I typically see with Quad Code. And I think the issue is that we're using Convex, and Convex is relatively new. So it doesn't have a ton of training on it, but it will figure it out. I mean, it is just straight up TypeScript. And I think that'll get better over time. And what we could do is probably look for some LLM guidance for Convex, like some documentation for it, and feed it to our Claude Code and probably make it much smarter. So I'll make a mental note of that. Actually, I'll do better than that. I'll put it on our to-do list. Look for LLM guidance for Convex. Make Claude Code smarter. Less errors. Okay. Until then, we'll just work through it. Okay, so now it says that it's working. Let's see. No. Where's the app? Okay. Still see an error. Okay, what we got going on back here? Okay, that one's good. All right, so this one right here. Yeah, we can go ahead and work on this one because we're not working, it's something separate. Okay, this is the one that I said inside the demo panel. I want the developer to be able to see the roadmap, which is a view-only representation of the Kanban board. Hopefully it's smart enough to figure that out. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me. If you're new here, my name's Dr. Alan Harper. You can find out information up there in that QR code. You can find out about my free mentoring, and inside of my free mentoring group, then you can find out more information about a masterclass that I've built and some other mentoring offerings I have if you need me to come alongside you and help you build your app. Okay. But until then, what we're doing is we're building this app live. We've been doing it. We've been at it about 7 hours now, over 7 days, and it's already shaping up really nicely. It's looking better than most of the competitors that I've seen already, and that's exciting. And so we're going to displace those guys. And what we're building again is this app over here. We call it Secure Vibes OS, and it basically it captures vibe signals from the user throughout the user journey lifecycle while it's with the app, right? So no matter what app you're building, if you're a vibe coder or not, if you're a developer, you need these signals from your users, and there's no good way or no good tool out there that captures all of them right now. So that's what we're working on. We're focusing on the ideate first, which is the feature request capability, okay? And that has a front end, it has a landing page where they can sign up, it has a dashboard where they can get API keys, and we've been tweaking that stuff. And in this dashboard, we have a view, like a demo portal of these feature requests. And so we've been experimenting with that and making it better. We use Convex under the hood for the database, and that's a really new database, but it's gaining huge popularity as it relates to React apps. It's the best thing out there. But what we're finding is that Claude Code isn't all that familiar with it, so we have to do more debugging than I'm used to. But honestly, if we were using something less capable than Claude Code, like Cursor, we'd be doing all this debugging anyway, because that's pretty typical. Okay, great idea to add documentation. Yep, thank you. All right. Oh yeah, dark mode's already there, man. I think. Hold on a second. Well, we got you past this bug first. Let's see here. Running shit automatically. Okay. Let's see. Once Convex regenerates the types, the error should disappear. Okay, hold on a second. You need to ensure. Yeah, duh. I I forgot to restart our Convex dev session. All right, thanks, Cloud Code. No wonder I was getting that error. Yeah, so when you're in a dev environment, you have to run this command right here, npx convex dev, and it basically syncs up to the cloud database, and it keeps everything in sync. It's because you're on localhost, and it really can't, connect to the database. It can't connect to your laptop behind your firewall at your house, But like when it's up in the cloud, then all of that's automatic, so you don't need to run that. It just happens. All right, so that was my bust. Let me move that up by this one. Okay, so what we have here is we have our instance of Next.js running, okay, and then we have Convex running. Okay, so now that error should be gone. That was me acting like a rookie. Okay, all right, look at this. Sweet, we got stats, guys. We got stats on our cards. So here's our feature request page. And now we can see the summary of those. So if we go in here and look at the analytics page, it should match. Okay. So 116. 6 approved. There were 8. There were 2 unapproved. Very cool. All right. And we had 2 users submitting. That's really cool. I'm going to add that user count to the card summary. And watch how I do that. On that summary card for the board, go ahead and add the user count too from the analytics tab. We already have that count. Just go ahead and bring that forward as a summary on that card. Yeah, I think that's actually going to work out, that I can talk to this. Because I talk while I'm typing anyway, but it's slow and awkward. Because I want you guys to hear what I'm typing. Okay. Let's go see if there's some kind of Cloud Code LLM stuff for Convex. Convex LLM doc. Okay. All right. Pro tip, guys. Pro tip. All right. Now, whenever you're using an LLM, no matter what it is, increasingly the applications out there that you interact with, they make something called llms.txt. And I'll click on this. This is on the Convex dev site, okay? I'll click on this, and what it is, it's a real long markdown file made for the LLMs. It's kind of like a tutorial for the LLMs. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug this in to our skills doc for Convex, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go up in here in our skills. And let's see, we're going to add a skill. Well, I don't want to put it necessarily there. Okay. I think what we'll do, yeah, this is, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, this is going to be important. I'm just seeing the natural place for it. I think where we'll put it. Okay. I tell you what. Let's ask Claude. Hey, I found a llm.txt file, which is a detailed description for LLMs like you, Claude. Where should I connect that file so that it's best used by Cloud Code? And I've seen it appear. It updated that summary. I'm gonna have to check that out. It put it into a 2x2 grid. I didn't ask it to do that. It may look good because it probably put these like symbols in it. But we'll take a look. If we don't like that, we'll tell it no, go back to single row. I often have to tell it to do things like that, which is fine. Okay, so here's where it's telling us. Best approach. Okay, add key content to Claude. Okay. Look, we already have some convex rules. So I'll just put it in there. That's a good spot for it. Convex rules. I have it inside of the cursor folder, but that's linked within my Claude code, so it will pick these up. So let me just go down to the bottom of this and put these in. Okay, there it is. Nope, not that. I want the actual this. There we go. And now it's going to get much smarter. It shouldn't give us all those errors. And honestly, what you're going to have to do now is restart Claude on each one of these, which is fine. I'll do that. I'll just make sure that it's not doing. I don't need something here for it. Okay. So what you can do is when you restart Claude, you can say Claude -- continue, and it'll pick up the previous thread, but it'll also pick up the, the new settings. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know that. Exit. Okay. These ones I don't have to say restart, continue, because they'll just all pick up the same thread then. That doesn't make sense. All right, so what's this thing doing? This is that thing I told it, that longer thing. We need to come look at that. All right, so before we go messing with that, first, let me go back and take a look at the updated UI. Okay. All right. No, I liked it the way it was. See how I put it into a 2x2 grid? I'm gonna tell it, nope, go back. Try again. Okay, and where did it do that? Okay. I asked you to update the cards on the feature request board and add user count, and you put it into a 2x2 grid matrix. Put that back into a single line summary of those stats. Okay, who else joined us? Drop a hello in the chat here. Tell me where you're from. Okay. Okay, just like that, back to the way it was. Okay, so now we see the user count. This is how many users made these feature requests. Okay. All right. The reason why there's 2 here is because you recall, like when we were doing testing, we originally had an error in the email address, and then we fixed the ability so that, for security reasons, or not just more so data quality reasons, we want to make sure somebody doesn't put in a bogus email address. So now that's working, right? All right, so this thing's shaping up. So now let's look. Remember on this third tab over here for Claude Code, we had to do a very complex thing. We said that we basically want to see a roadmap capability. What I'm going for here is when you go into a card here and you come over to the demo tab, I do want to see what the feature requests look like, but maybe below that, I also want to see what the roadmap of the features look like. So in other words, as me as an admin starts to implement those features and I start to drag them over into the other columns of the Kanban board, I want the user to be able to, or I want the developer to be able to, at their option, display that roadmap. And that's a very useful feature. Not all tools do that, but I know that some of our competitors do that. So we need to do it. We need to do it better than them. Okay. All right. So back to here, it's given us basically what it would do to do all of that. I'll create a roadmap component. It's a view only version of the Kanban board. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, here's what all the code looks like. Don't care. Okay, because we're vibe coders, right? Okay, so you want to create the roadmap view. Yes. Okay. Now, what'll be interesting as we go forward is if we see if we have as many convex errors. Now that we made it smarter, by giving it that llms.txt file content, we schooled it up, and now it'll be interesting to see if it's smarter. We'll see. This was a pretty complex task that we gave it here. So let's see how it can cook. Hey guys, if you joined me, drop me a note in the chat and tell me where you're from. Okay, hey, from Florida. Cool, so am I. Awesome. Hey Jeff, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. We are building an app. I see some of you guys, probably your first time here, so I'll just back up real quick while this thing's cooking. We are building an app. We call it Secure Vibes OS. And the idea of it is it will catch the vibes from the user throughout the user journey lifecycle. This app will allow a developer to plug our widget into their app, or into their website within 2 minutes. That's our goal. So they'll be able to install this, put it in as an iframe or an npm install. Within 2 minutes, they can get this thing up and running in their website. Okay, and then what they will have is a front end that shows the different components. We're focused on the feature request function right now, which is the ideate over here. Okay, and then eventually we'll start working our way around here. But we'll probably go live with just the feature request, and then we'll keep working on the others as we're trying to get promote it and get customers. All right, so we've been at this about 7 hours, which is amazing, and we already have because we spread this I work basically 1 hour, hour and a half a day on this. And I'm trying to demonstrate that you guys can do the same, right? So this doesn't have to be a full-time gig, but it can be a life-changing gig. I have personally sold a $200,000 app recently doing this. And then now I've just secured, and we're just about to sign a $30,000 app, $33,000 for about 1 month worth of effort. And it's honestly going to take me about 20 hours. So 20 hours, 33,000, pretty good gig, right? And you can make this life-changing kind of money out here doing vibe coding. You could do it securely, and that's what we're all about. That's what's different about me. You can find other people talking about vibe coding, and that's just using AI to do development, and AI does 99% of it for you. But what they miss and what we cover is the security aspect of it. What's the point of vibe coding an app if it gets hacked, right? No point at all. Hey, hello from Greece. Man, it must be early over there. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Hey, Mark, thanks for joining. Where are you from, Mark? Okay, so that's what we're doing. That's the app. We have this long to-do list that we're working on. So look, just over the last 7 days, we plowed through these, and the list is ever growing. But here's what the actual app looks like right now. We have a homepage. And this homepage will have we'll update these images with meaningful images. Here's a key note for all you new guys. I built something called a Secure Vibe Coding OS, which is like a security stack. It's a starter kit for Next.js and vibe coding, and you can get it on GitHub, and you can find it there. Just search for Secure Vibe Coding OS, and you'll find it. You can download it. There's instructions there, and in 10 minutes. We literally installed this whole site. We had a front end. We can collect Stripe payments into, from credit cards. And then we have a back end here. And here's what our back end looks like. You get all of this as part of the install for free. And then what we do is you customize it for your app, right? Because now this is like a generic scaffolding basically for any app. Just about any app that you sell as a SaaS, you're going to need a back-end dashboard view for your customers. Now the dashboard, summaries and items will change, right? That's obvious. But these are just like placeholders right now. But then we added the API keys, right? Functionality. We also added this feature request because that's the one we're working on. And you can imagine in the future, we'll have other menu items down here. And these are payment gated, right? So like the way it currently works is you have to be signed up for a paid plan to get in here. I think I'll adjust that later and maybe give them some free. It's always a good idea to give something away for free so that you get users in. And then you gate them at like maybe they get 5 feature requests for free. Right, and that'll let them put it into their app and start using it and test it, right? But then if they want to do more than 5, then they got to sign up for a paid plan. And that's basically what the competitors are doing. We'll take another look at what they're doing, and we'll make sure that we do better than they're doing and make it more attractive because we can. Look, we got AI on our side. Like they have a whole team of developers and probably a lot of venture capital behind them and stuff like that. They don't even know what's coming, right? And we're going to start dunking on them, and we're going to take their customers, right? And they won't even know what happened. And by the time they even realize, it'll be too late. And then we'll be pulling ahead. All right. So inside of this functionality here, let's see what we've got on the demo page now. We should, there we go. Look at this. I see right off the bat, we have our widget. We always had that, but now we have a roadmap view. Yeah, yes. And it's read only. They can't do anything with it. Yes, that's exactly what I asked for. Claude Code, cooked it up again. This is vibe coding, guys, right? So you just have to ask the AI what to do. You have to know what to ask it what to do, and that takes some practice. But the first few times you're gonna mess it up. That's okay. I've done this a number of times. I've built many apps over my career, but now I've built several of them, and I've sold, like I said, the big one for 200K, about to do another one for 33K. And then I'm just doing this one for fun with you guys, right? But we will take it live, and this thing's going to make some massive cash, right? And you guys will be come along for that and be a part of that, and it'll be exciting. So I'm trying to motivate you to do the same, right? So I believe that each one of you have an app inside of you, and you just probably didn't know how to get it out. So we're going to liberate that app, and we're going to use AI to pull that app out of you. And it's really easy. And go back and look at the previous videos. You see, like, I honestly think we've given AI about a dozen prompts over this 7 hours, and I've talked the rest of the time. A dozen prompts. And here we have a fully functioning app. Again, we kind of cheated because we started on a secure baseline, because that's what I'm all about. I've been in cybersecurity for 36 years. I've written 7 books on cybersecurity. I'm the lead author of Gray Hat Hacking, the most popular book in the field of cybersecurity. That's who you're dealing with, right? So everything I do here is going to have security first in the forefront of our mind. And that's what makes us different. We're secure vibe coders, right? And it can be done. I have done it, and we are doing it, right? So we are proving it as we go. And we start with a secure baseline, and then everything that we do, we make sure that it has security in mind so that we don't open that secure baseline up and get hacked. All right, 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, just started university. Yeah, awesome. CS major, awesome. Yes. All of a sudden, Diamond Camp came up. Yeah, or Diamond came up. Any tips for anyone just started studying computer science? Yes. We need computer scientists, but here's the trick. How do I say this? I taught at a university, and I've taught computer science. Okay, so I have a master's in computer science, a PhD in IT. All right, so I know how to code. I've been coding for 36 years. You need to know how to code if you want to build the next versions of these AI models and such. Honestly, if you're not trying to do that, then you don't need to learn how. You don't need to, get a degree in computer science. That sounds kind of weird coming from someone who has a degree in that. But I'm just telling you that, I would encourage you to get that degree, but then use it to build the next generation of this stuff that we're doing here. Okay. And that's cool. That's really cool. That's how you future proof yourself, right? Because software developers have been taking a big hit lately because AI can do what they do. And that's why a lot of software developers can't stand vibe coding. They basically are, throwing a lot of shade on vibe coding out there. If you can see the channels, that's okay. Many of them are unemployed now, or they're worried about being unemployed, and they see all of these vibe coders coming up and taking their jobs, right? So, but if you're going to be a computer scientist, then focus on AI and get all the math that you can, and be a part of the next version of AI, right? The one that's going to come out 5 years from now. Be on that team. So that's the recommendation I would give you. Okay. All right. What we got here? All right. I think we've caught up on all the prompts that we were going to give it. Let's give it some more. Right? We got time. Let's give it some more. Let's see what was on the list. Can't believe what we've already accomplished tonight, and I've been talking half the time. Okay, we changed the name of the app. It took like 30 seconds, not even that, long enough for me to type the new name. We looked for the LLM guidance, found it, added it. By the way, before I forget, what I'm going to do is go over here and restart this one, so it picks up that new guidance. All right, so now all three of ours are ready to go with that new guidance. Sweet. See right here? Okay, it's warning us that file is long now. We probably should do something about that, because I don't like filling up the context window. That's because we just copy pasted all that stuff in there. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that. All right, that could impact us. Okay, sure, we have multi-tenant SaaS working. Here's how we're gonna test that. Okay. So we want, like, right now we know it works for one user, me, but I want to log out and log back in as another, like, fake Gmail account I have, and just make sure that we get like a clean slate, right? So right here, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and log out. Right here, log out. Okay, and takes us back to the home page. Okay, sweet. Now what we'll do is we'll log in. And this time we'll use a different account. I just happen to have this one. It's like a throwaway account. Okay, so a user can come in and we should see nothing here. Okay, in fact, remember we pay gated this, right? So when they come to the feature request, they have to pay. So we can go ahead and pay. We're just like in test mode right now, so we can go ahead and pay with the test card. Uh-oh. It's good. I'm glad we found that. When a new user signs up and they actually pay, and they go through that pay enrollment, they hit the pay button with the test card, we're getting this convex error. Make sure that you refer to the file. It's convex_rules.mdc that's in your context. Now, some of these errors that we get are security related, because again, I mentioned this last session, like we clamp this thing down on security, and then we have to back it off a notch or two, and that's typical. And that's good. That's a pro tip. Okay. I'd much rather do that than come in too loose and then later try to tighten it up. Okay. So, if security is breaking your app, that's okay during development. And then it just means you have to loosen a couple things wisely. But you have to watch the AI, because it might just go, oh, okay, let me just turn off this feature, like this security feature. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's how we get hacked. Right. So you just have to pay attention, like when you tell it things like that. And like when you're troubleshooting these things, you just want to look for, sometimes it will just like turn things off because it doesn't know any better. Looks like it's a user synchronization issue. We'll find out. I like what I was seeing though. It was coming in. It didn't, it was trying to make me authenticate as a new user. So that's good. That's a good sign. But let's see. We got to get this fixed though. This error. That error has probably been there for a bit because like we logged in like on the first day and really haven't logged in since. So like that's probably, that error's probably been there a bit. Okay, the only thing that's not replaceable from my AI, it's AI. That was my thought before I picked CS Major. Thank you for your time. When I have a little bit more experience, I promise I'll come back. Oh no, you don't have to come back later. Hang out with us now. It'll make your classes easier. It'll make your classes easier. And the more you can learn using AI programming, then when you get in your classes, you should be able to use that stuff, right? And yeah, don't go away and come back later. Everything will change by then. All right, so look, everything, it looks like it should be fixed now. Let's see. Okay, so it comes in, it's blank. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. So now let me log out and log back in as my other user. Okay, these are basic security concepts. You want to make sure that one user can't see other users' data. Okay, that's a fatal flaw. Like that'd be a bad day for you. Like if you launched an app like that, right? So, but believe me, if you're out there on Lovable.com or Bolt.new and all these other ones, I've used them. Like you're just rolling the dice. You may get it to do it right, and you may not. But what we've done with the Secure Vibe Coding OS is we put guardrails around this thing, so it keeps it like within the boundaries of everything it does with security in mind. And we've seen that in action. Okay, so we come back in, we got our stuff, we're good. All right, man, I'm loving this. Let's see where we're at here. Ensure we have a multi-tenant SaaS working. We do. Okay, add the ability to delete comments by the admin only or the user who submitted it. Okay, great. What I do is I just take this and paste it in. Simple as that. Okay, now watch AI cook. Okay, so what I asked it to do is over here, we have this project up here. It's got comments in it. Okay, and you could see them in here, these comments here. I want the admin to be able to delete these comments in case somebody puts a cuss word in here, or a link to some porn page or something. Like we want to be able to clean our comments list up if you're a system owner. Sometimes people just spam comments, and so we want to be able to do that. We also have a moderation feature that was already built in right here. Moderation is enabled. Okay, and if they want to delete this board, it puts it down in this danger zone, which is really smart. And even if you click this, it warns you. It says, hey, in fact, you have to type, this is best practice. You have to type my first project here to confirm that you want to delete it. Okay, so this is a high quality app that we have here, guys. Okay, what's this bug down here? Okay, HTML div can't be a descendant of P. All right, let's find out what's going on there. Oh, that's probably because of all this stuff. Let's let that finish cooking before we give it the bug. Now over here, you see the rate limits. That's a security feature. I didn't have to tell it to do that because I already have it on this Secure Vibe Code OS, and it knows everything it does. It needs to put like security in mind, and rate limits is one of the big security things that you want to do. You don't want somebody banging on your back end like unlimited, because what they'll do is they'll run up your API usage, and that you can get charged more for that because you typically are charged by your API calls on these platforms. And so if somebody just runs a script all day and just like hammers your APIs, you might get like $1,000 bill one day because you didn't prevent it. That's a security issue. Okay, these are the types of things we deal with on this channel that others aren't even talking about. right? So again, thanks for joining us. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Sign up for my free mentoring up there at that QR code or the link in the description. And we'll see you on the inside of that free mentoring. And then inside there, you also find access to a secure masterclass or secure vibe coding masterclass that I designed that goes in much more depth than we can cover here. Okay, so it looks like that one's done. Let's see. Okay. Let me go back here. I got rid of that error. Let me, okay. All right, where we wanted the ability to delete. Okay, now where's that at? Okay, let's go back and ask Claude, where'd you put that? Admins can delete comments using the API, but not via public API. Okay, yeah. Where's this at in the UI? Where did you add that to the UI? Oh, it has. This is Claude being funny. I haven't added it to the UI yet. I only implemented the back end. Which, like, sometimes I just want to choke it. Like, I just want to like yell at it, but then my wife's out in the other room. She'll be like, "Who are you talking to?" So, yeah, this is AI. Like, right? It's super smart, right? It's like, a 10 on like the, smart scale, but like, yet sometimes it can be dumb, and sometimes you just like want to choke it out. You just like, well, I told you to do this. Why didn't you finish it? And, sometimes like a child. Okay, so it's implementing the UI now. Be sure that only users can delete their comments and the admin can delete any comment. So I just gave it an instruction while it was working. You can do that. And it'll kind of just like puts it in like in the next cycle. You might wonder why I use Claude Code. Claude Code is by far the best AI model out there for coding. I don't care what anyone says. Like, everybody's got a little bit of bias. Usually it's because of the tool that they've been using. I can tell you, like, I don't care about Claude Code. They don't pay me any money. In fact, it's very expensive. I pay them. But it is the best. I've tried the others, and you just waste time. You're either gonna spend with your time or with money. And I would rather pay a little bit more and have a better model and save half or better of my time instead of chasing my tail, right? I've used these other cheaper or free models. Don't even waste your time, because your time is very valuable, as is mine. So that's just a pro tip for you. Get the best tool that you can afford and use it. Now, their plan starts out at $20 a month, and doing an hour or two a day, that's plenty. Now, I'm a power user. I've used more than 1 billion tokens over the last 6 months. So like, I'm on the $200 a month plan, just, to let you know. But you don't need that. That's because I've got like 4 or 5 apps that I'm working on simultaneously all throughout the day sometimes, or, especially on the weekends or in the evenings. So, you do you, but you can get by with that $20 a month plan, and you'll be so happy you did, because these other ones, man, yeah, they cost you about $20 too, but you'll be spinning your tail and you'll waste twice as much time fixing errors and stuff. So you get what you pay for. Looks like that's wrapping up. I just want to make sure it doesn't have any errors before I let it go. Okay, good. It says it's done. Let's see where it put it. should just ask it where to put it. Email verification prevents users from deleting others' comments. Rate limiting prevents abuse. Yep. Security feature, both of those. Admin comments protected by public API deletion. Yep. And confirmation dialogues prevent accidental deletions. Comment count properly maintained. Yeah, but where's the... Okay, where did they put it? Added delete button alongside approve and reject. Okay. Confirmation dialogue styled with disabled. That's good, but I don't think that's good enough. Okay, let's go see it in the UI. Okay. In addition to being there, what I want it to be is when I look at the demo here, I want to maybe see it in here. No, it's not good enough. We're going to need a place. We don't just want to delete them on a submission, although I guess that's good. What they're saying is, like, if we put a feature request in, we can delete it up front. So for example, here it goes here. No, I'll cancel that. And what we'll do is just add another comment down here. Bogus. Okay, and then I can post the comment. And what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to delete it here in the demo of the widget. Oh, here's where it was. That's where they put the delete symbol. So you can delete it before you submit it. I want to delete it after it's been submitted too. Okay, so we'll adjust that. Okay, so over here, I have the option to delete it. Okay, let's just see if that works. Okay, it did. All right, that's good, but like I want to be able to delete it afterwards too. That is good, but I want the user or admin to be able to delete it after they have submitted it as well. Okay, now he says, I understand. You want users and admins to be able to delete comments even after they've been approved and are visible. Yes. Now, I think it's going to put it, it has to put it in the demo tab, but we're going to see how smart it is, if it can figure that out. Otherwise, it might give me like another interface to do it, which is okay, I guess. But I'd like to keep it simple. All right, guys, I'll come back. We'll let this finish, but I'll be back tomorrow, same time. I do this at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's New York time, except for Wednesdays. It'll be 8:30 because I have something else going on. You know, hope to have you guys come back. I appreciate you coming. But let's go ahead and let this finish and see if we can squeeze one more feature out of this thing in a couple minutes, and then we'll do the rest later. We made a huge amount of progress tonight. This app is shaping up. Soon, in the next couple of days, what we'll do is we'll get this thing live, and then you guys can log into it and you can play with it. How cool would that be? And you can help me find bugs and start submitting bug requests. Okay. Still cooking. I think what it's going to do is give me a whole nother interface for the admin side, which I'm cool with. That's probably the proper thing to do because, you know, we were looking at the demo tab and, you know, that's kind of a cheesy way to edit things is on the demo tab. Like it's probably proper for an admin to have like visibility of all the comments and be able to just go in and whack them if they need to. Okay. Just letting this thing finish its check. Okay, here we go. Users can delete their own comments at any time, pending or approved, from the public widget. Okay, good. Admins can delete any comment, pending, approved, or rejected, from the new comments tab. Okay. Organized by status. Okay, so it reorganized it for us. Context is included. Okay, cool. It shows which feature request it came from. Confirmation. Okay, cool. Let's see it. Well done. All right. So now we have a new one called comments. See there? Awesome. We can delete them. So like, for example, right now we have 6 approved in here. Let's just delete it and see what happens. Okay, and now there's 5. See how it immediately updated? That's convex for us. Okay. Oh man, 6 right here. Let's see. Okay, that didn't update. Hold on a second. 5, 6. Oh, okay. We found a bug. Okay, that is great. But the summary card on the feature request board did not update instantly as it should have whenever I deleted a comment from the comment count. Again, as you see things like that, you might as well fix them as you go, because you'll never remember that and come back to it. Yeah, and then Clyco says, good catch. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, why did I have to catch that? Because you're the human. That's why. We're the testers, right? So we know you can spot like something that's off, especially as you gain some experience. But it's your app, right? So you should be in the driver's seat, right? Yes, you are vibe coding. You're not writing the code, but you need to test the app. And if you think a number is off, then you need to call it out, right? Before your users do, because they will. They'll tell you. And then you got to fix it anyway, or else they'll quit. Okay, it's checking if it's an issue of how we're handling the comment count decrement. Probably. Okay, so here we go. Good catch. The logic looks correct, but let me verify the reactivity is working as expected. Reactivity means like we're using a React framework and it's probably not adjusting the states properly. The React states. Okay, so let's just see now. Okay, it's checking for compiler errors. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got now. Let's go ahead and delete another one. Okay, see how it says 4 there? I see this one went down, it's still off. Let me refresh. I think it's working now, but it's off, it's just out of sync. I deleted another one, and the total at the top of that comments tab says 4, but when I go back to the summary card, it says 5. The total at the top of that comments tab should match the total of the summary card for comments. Okay, it's writing new code. Anything you see in green is new code. It's getting written in. Wait a second. 4 board. Let me come back to here. Oh, you know what? I was telling it to look in the wrong place. It's actually the one that's off is inside of the actual board. I actually told you to look in the wrong place. The count that is off is on the board tab. There's a count of comments for each feature request, and it's that one that is off, that doesn't match. This one right here, it's on the card for the feature. That count should say 4, which matches over here. They put the sync count button up here. Shouldn't have to do that. Oh, that did, but I shouldn't have to do that. Oh, okay. Here we go. They fixed it. This will recalculate all the comments. All right, well, let's try one more thing. Let's delete one more. 3. Sweet. Okay. There we go. All right. I like it. All right, guys. Hey, we did a lot tonight in an hour and 13 minutes. That's amazing. We did a week's worth of work as a developer. So pat yourself on the back for hanging in there, not falling asleep. I hope you aren't asleep. I will see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, New York time. And until then, you be blessed.